item before you today is to adopt the Regional Coordinated Marketing Program, which I'm about to go over, as well as to consider and adopt resolution number 2014-2021, amending animal control license fees. Last year, Animal Friends of the Valley took in more than 9,200 cats and dogs into the shelter. While more than 40% were adopted, more than 37% were euthanized, and that number includes those that were young, sick, or feral animals. If you looked at those that were placeable or adoptable, 21% were euthanized, and the shelter does operate near or at capacity on a regular basis. This just shows you 1 month's intakes for the shelter. This was for March 2014. This is the latest data we've received from the animal shelter. And you can see as of that month, they had taken in 847 animals, 88 of which were euthanized, and 224 were still remaining in the shelter at the end of March. So the SCFA, as I mentioned, they wanted to address how we can come together as a community to try to market responsible animal control and responsible animal control methods across all of our cities and the county. Since the inception of the shelter, each of the agencies have individually promoted these animal control messages, as well as the Animal Friends of the Valley. And last month, the SCFA, the Board of Directors, approved the Regional Coordinated Marketing Program with this goal, and that is to leverage all of our existing resources to educate and increase public awareness throughout our region about important pet ownership steps, including licensing, spay and neutering, and microchipping to reduce pet overpopulation and save lives. The idea is that we are already doing this best on our own individually to try to reduce our animal control costs. And by joining forces, we can have a much greater impact and influence change in the region. The program, which was distributed to each of you, outlines 5 strategies for this goal. There we go. So the first strategy was to secure the participation and resources from our regional partners to invest additional funding and staff resources to remove cost barriers and encourage positive animal control actions in our region. So you can see here, these are 4 main components of this strategy. The first is a spay and neuter program, which would be 3 spay and neutering programs for each of the cities that decide to participate. The idea was that each JPA member would contribute up to $10,000, and Animal Friends of the Valley would match that contribution, giving a total of $20,000 towards spay and neuter within that community, and it would be reserved only for our residents. This would equate to about 250 spay or neuters within the city. That's at an average cost of about $80, or $1,250 for the region if all of the communities participated. Also, reduced cost microchipping, again, $2,500 from each of the JPA members up to that amount, and Animal Friends would match that with $2,500 to offer microchipping at a cost of $5 for our residents, which would come out to 1,000 microchips per community and 5,000 region-wide. In addition, the plan outlines licensing fee holidays, which would allow waiver of fees for new licenses for new pets that haven't been licensed in the past, and amnesty programs for those that may have late fees. And then finally, quarterly marketing meetings to make sure that the group stays together, whether it's the Executive Management Committee for the SCFA or designated staff from each of the communities getting together, making sure that we're promoting the same messages at the same time. The second strategy relies on consistent messaging and making sure that we develop key messages and branded marketing materials for distribution through various outreach channels in each of our participating cities and the county. So this includes existing outreach opportunities that we already have. It's not additional funding sources that are required for this, because we already have, for example, billboards, newsletters, websites, social media pages, etc. So just leveraging all of those and making sure that we're saying the same thing at the same time in all of the places that our community goes to and are in. So these are just some fun slogans that we've come up with so far, and these are just examples of storm signs that could be put up on our storm billboard, up on all of our websites, used on our Facebook pages, in our magazines or newsletters, as I mentioned, just again to promote the messages for our animal shelter. I mentioned leveraging our outreach opportunities. Just shows again some of those that already exist out there that will allow us to spread the message to all of our communities. The third strategy relies on exploring opportunities to simplify animal control processes online and in person, and to partner with area businesses to offer online incentives that encourage spay and neutering, microchipping, animal licensing, that will ultimately increase website and social media traffic on the topic. So for example, let's say we could get Petco or PetSmart to donate gift cards. You could do a social media drawing every month, offering the Petco gift card to those that join or like the Animal Shelter's Facebook page. Or you could do a drawing every month for those that choose to spay or neuter their pet. And every month, somebody that's a responsible pet owner gets an incentive for making that decision. One responsible pet owner. The fourth strategy was designed to make sure that we identify, that we make sure we do the most with our community events. All of us are hosting several community events a year. Either we create new ones or we make sure that those that we already have, we're optimizing the opportunity to reach our residents. To say to them, here are some steps you should be taking. Here are some services that are available to you. And we can do this through volunteers, rescue groups. Another part of the strategy is also partnering with those rescue groups, going out to them saying, how can we work together to promote responsible pet ownership within our communities? And finally, just again, as I mentioned, Animal Friends of the Valley already has an amazing set of volunteers that come in every year and contribute to their shelter. I'm sure many of them would be optimistic and hopeful and eager to go out into our communities at some of these events and really promote these efforts for the residents. And they are present at some, but it's just making sure that they're present at all. Strategy 5, finally, this strategy seeks to identify, collaborate, and plan new regional programs, requirements, and practices for animal control in our communities, including things such as no-kill communities, additional funding sources like grants, and mandatory spay, neutering, and microchipping ordinances. The idea here is to let us start out together. Let's go in the same direction. Let's try to leverage our resources now, promote animal control or responsible animal control measures. And together we can try to align ourselves to maybe become a no-kill shelter, a no-kill community, explore those opportunities and find out if it is something we can do and what it will entail. But going together as a region is much stronger than going as one and having, again, that same message. And the message is to save lives and to reduce pet overpopulation. Part of this united approach that kind of stands in our way for the city is that back in 2010, we increased our license fees. At that time, the idea of increasing those license fees was a hope that our sister cities, our neighboring cities, would follow suit and do the same. They haven't done so since then, and there doesn't seem to be the momentum to change their fees. So instead, this is what our residents see when they go to shelter. They see an inequality in the fees that they're paying for the same services that they would get if they lived in Marietta, Indian Lake, Wilgemar, etc. So what we've decided is if we're going to implement a coordinated marketing campaign where the region's coming together, that our fees really should align with those of the region. And that we want to be able to go out and promote something to these residents and allow them to be able to take advantage of that. And if these fees are high, or maybe, some people may look at this and just say, no, I'm not going to license my pet. It deters them from doing that. And so as a result, what we're proposing to do is bring those fees back. Bring them back to what they were before and put them in alignment with the community surrounding us. In the future, maybe again, we can come as a region and move forward with raising fees, and that's probably where we need to go at some point. But right now, this aligns better with what we're trying to do as a region. And you can see here that the city of Lake Elsinore is actually the only city that has cat license fees. So we didn't eliminate those and get rid of them completely, but we just lowered them to a level that's very feasible for our community and our residents. So again, the recommendation before you is to adopt resolution number 2014-021, which would amend the existing license fees to those shown on the slide, effective July 1st, 2014. This will allow Animal Friends of the Valley the time to implement these fee changes. In addition, we have adjusted and are preparing in next year's budget for this shift, this change in fees. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
The other thing I wanted to address was, I am on a Facebook page with a friend that actually volunteers to walk dogs. They have a lot in Orange County shelters. They have a lot of dog walkers. And then they are connected with all these rescue teams on Facebook. And I'm always crying in tears, and I'm reposting all of those for other people to maybe adopt the dogs. So I'm sure that would be a fantastic way to maybe find our dogs and cats, some homes. Thank you very much.
And I'm very pleased with this proposal. Again, I moved from Riverside in December of 2012, where we didn't have to license our cats, so this was kind of a challenge, and because I do have 2 adopted cats. So I'm very pleased. I hope that you guys will approve.
I was notified actually by AKC that you guys are having this meeting tonight, because I thought it was May 25th, we were going to revisit something. So going over some stuff I read, the agenda.
For the record, ma'am, can you state your name and your
Oh.
organization or residence, please?
Michelle Blackout, UKC, 2 UKC clubs, AQC Club, Pit Bulls, Amstaffs, and American Bulls. I just wanted to commend you guys for coming up with such a great program to promote current ordinances and giving options like price cuts. The slogans are great, I really liked them, but I wanted to see some pit bulls on there, so some pit bulls. Just so that, kind of gets to be, a main focus group, let's say. We as a dog community, our bully breeds, would be willing to help promote this website and your guys' programs and stuff, and volunteer. And I just want to tell you guys, seems like a really good program. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Monica Vestas with FTA Spain, a local Spain Neuter Advocacy Program organization, or nonprofit. Thank you, Nicole. Great presentation. I'm very excited for all this collaboration and community involvement, the cities jumping in. A few things I'd like to point out. The $10,000 matching funds is wonderful, but I would hope that the fees for spay neuter could be reduced even further. We have a financial relationship with Menifee Animal Clinic. It's a satellite of Ramona Humane Society, and our fees for spay neuter are $45 for dogs up to 100 pounds and $25 for cats. So at that rate, you can do twice the animals. The $5 microchipping is fantastic. I'm tired, I'm not very well organized tonight, I apologize. I did want to say, as far as slogans, follow the guidelines of the ASPCA. They don't recommend cutesy slogans. They suggest slogans that are to the point, such as number 6, spaying and neutering saves precious lives. People understand. The one, a couple above it, prevention is wiser than destruction. Please spay and neuter your pets. I understand it, but they may not. A lot of people don't realize still that we're euthanizing the golden retriever and the cocker spaniel and the nice fluffy cat. They think it's a bunch of feral cats and bad dogs, and that's it. And these programs are great, but we need really good shelter reform, because the key is keeping animals out of the shelter in the first place. It's debatable among many experts whether we have a real pet overpopulation problem, or whether shelters are stuck doing what they've always done and don't look outside the box and try new things. So I'm glad everybody's thinking about it. I have my own personal programs, practices, and policies to reduce shelter euthanasia, and looking at no-kill communities, and Nathan Winograd's book on how to become a no-kill community is wonderful. I think my time's up.
Not quite yet, you have till the red.
I have till the red. Okay.
So use your time, it's precious.
I'll just stop right there. Okay, very much.
I just wanted to say before, I sometimes don't always get the opportunity because my colleagues all get these comments and then I'm the last to comment, but I just want to say that Councilmember Tisdall has championed this and heard our residents loud and clear, and he has done much work along with staff to get the cities in the JPA to pony up some money and make a difference together as a region. And before we go on to any further discussion, I just want to thank you for your efforts with that. It's very much appreciated. And it has been a much needed change for us as well as a very sensitive subject. So thank you very much. And now I will let you comment, Mr. Tisdale.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I want to thank Nicole. I worked really hard on this and we put a lot of effort into getting this program together, and thank the city manager for allowing me to take some of his staff time, because we're all busy and we're all short-staffed, and this was important. And this actually came up before the pit bull stuff came up. We were trying to address this, and it had to come back to the JPA. So I commend the cities of Murrieta and Temecula. All the JPA members had money that was sort of left over in the shelter funds that could either be returned to the city, and they had the board members themselves could make the decision on whether they can use the money for different things or return the money back to the city. So I brought it back before the council as part of our overall plan. The cities of Murrieta and Temecula automatically contribute to this cause, and the cities of Baltimore and Canyon Lake, we're going to take it to your city councils, and I'm not sure what the result. I know Canyon Lake met, but I'm not quite sure what they did. But they were all willing to participate in a marketing plan, and as far as committing money, I don't know for those two cities. But I do want to say this, that we need a change, and the cities have, when we opened the shelter, the cities paid the bill and turned a blind eye, all of us. And no one's done anything, pretty much. We allowed Animal Friends of the Valley to run it without a lot of support. And she showed a slide that had all these free resources. Can you go back to that? I mean, these are all publications that are free to all the cities, where we could have been advertising this stuff and you know, the pet of the week and everything. And thank you. We will make sure that pit bulls are part of this, whoever brought that up. This is small, we're not separating any breeds. But you know, these are all free resources. You know, we have that big storm eyes that the city can put time on. So these things are available to us, and we just never taken advantage of it. So, you know, the cities are all behind this, and us getting together quarterly to make sure that we do this and stay on top of it. The other part is, I want to make sure that we met with Animal Friends of the Valley, and some of their advertisement wasn't positive. I mean, they have a newsletter, and so they've agreed to make some changes. They've agreed to work with people. The city has a subcommittee for that. I am now on that subcommittee. So I will meet with anybody that has a plan, that has an idea, anyone that is willing to try to work with us on this solution. And so please, if you're getting any pushback from the shelter or anyone else, they've agreed to play nice with everybody, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm on that committee, so please, my email is right online. You can contact me or call me or whatever, and we're going to meet regularly to work on this. So this is very positive. We can make a big difference. It's a shame that in a small city like ours, we're putting down so many animals every year. I mean, I love pets. I have 4 of them that are adopted and 1 that kind of dropped on me. But, you know, we get all of ours from the shelter. And so we believe in shelter animals. But there are just so many that, you know, the shelter, again, it's space and it's money. And there's not enough money to take care of all these animals. So if we can keep them out, and I think someone said it, you know, that's the idea. You got to get them out of the shelter. And microchipping sends your loved one back home. And I know you don't want cutesy things, but we got to be a little cute.
Right.
So a little cute, but we'll stick to the guidelines. But so we're working on this, and we want to make a positive impact on our community. And this is just one. And in the long run, this will benefit our city, because the less animals we have in the shelter, the more money we can put to somewhere else instead of paying for shelter space. So that was the whole idea also. Save lives, save the city money, so we can put money to the right cause. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Box.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. My comments are going to be anticlimactic now that you've kind of stolen it, that I was going to.
You always do it to me.
I
do it.
That's the beauty of being mayor. So, a little over a month ago, we considered a pit bull ordinance. We talked about a plan that was being formulated. One of the things I believe I said was, well, I don't see this plan. This is a plan. And I have to say, I have to commend my colleague, Brian Tisdale, putting together probably one of the best design plans. I especially like the social networking outreach. It's a cost-effective way to go ahead and reach a lot of different people. Great job. high marks, and thank you very, very much. That's all I have to say, and with that, I support it. I'd like to make a, do we have to make a motion to approve?
Depends on what we're doing. Well,
Which
yes.
part of this?
Yeah,
Hold on
there's
here.
options here.
My iPad turned off. You'll have to excuse me. Hold on. I move to approve
This is a resolution,
the
so
resolution. There we go. So move to approve the resolution.
Yeah, you can do both items as one motion.
Can we? Okay. I'll make a motion to go ahead and do the resolution 2014-01, amending the licensing fees and
Adopting the proposed.
adopting the proposed license fee schedule. Excuse me, that's Exhibit 8, right?
The recommendation includes two actions: adopt the proposed regional coordinated marketing program, including the proposed spay or neuter microchipping and license fee incentive programs, and adopt the resolution. And that can be taken in one motion at the council's pleasure.
That's what I said.
Second with discussion.
okay, so we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Bonas and a second by Councilmember McGee. And first I have Mr. Hickman. Councilmember.
I just want to say it's an excellent program, but we have a group out there that can neuter our animals much cheaper than what they can do in Animal Valley, okay? So I want to make sure that we put them in the program so that they can take it. I got a couple of animals from the valley. They sent me with a $50 voucher, and my bill came up to close to $200 after they got through with the dog. So I think this $45 for neutering is excellent, and I think that we should take advantage of it, I really do. Thank you. With that, I'm ready to vote.
Councilmember McGee.
I'll try not to hold you up, Councilman. My question is for Ms. Daly. Can you tell us what our neighbors to the south and east have done?
I'm not familiar with what they have done yet.
Canyon Lake would have taken this matter up last week.
Yeah, they did on Thursday.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to look yet.
Okay. I would hope that we're all in this together, and that we're not creating another situation where only some are participating and others are riding on our backs.
Can I just, one more comment?
Sure.
I really appreciate my colleagues' comments, but I'm not smart enough to put a marketing program together with this. So this really was Nicole and working with the cities. Some of our cities, especially Temecula, has some really great ideas that they just sort of sat on. So she was able to get all the other cities to work together on this. So this was a combination of all the cities and a lot of work by Nicole. So I just want to give credit where credit is due. I got them to the table, she did the work. So
Thank you.
she's a point guard for
I
this.
just wanted to mention, if it's okay, Councilmember McKee, what I do know is that Canyon Lake and Wildomar are planning to participate in the coordinated marketing program as far as helping with outreach. However, they are not sure whether they'll put in the funds to do the free programs. That would affect their individual residents versus ours.
Okay, so we have a motion to adopt the ordinance, the resolution of first by Mayor Pro Tem Manos and I believe a second by Councilmember McGee. Is there any further discussion? Okay, so Madam Clerk, will you call for the roll call vote? I will take it. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously with all members voting yes and present.